and to get us moving here on our drive home. Dudley Dawson on the hotline from Hawgs Illustrated and WholeHogSports.com. Hey, Dudley.
How y'all doing? I've wrote about 700 stories this week, and I'm going to do this with y'all, and then I'm going to. Apparently, there's this new thing called happy hours they have at establishments, and I'm going to go to one of our sponsors, the Hawgs, and participate in that and see how it is and report back.
Okay. Full report coming soon.
I'll tell you what, if you want to go now and report back to us in about 45 minutes, I think we could probably make that work.
Yeah, and I'm sure that whatever I would say then would probably be more entertaining than what I'm about to say now, but I'll do my best.
So, a lot of stories. Does that mean a lot of recruiting news to cover this week?
Yep, a lot of baseball, football, a little bit of basketball recruiting news this week. So, it's after all these, after the dead period went away and they got to bring all these kids on campus in June, I think it's been a busy July here, maybe a little bit more busy than we're used to. But all of these major sports seem to be thriving with these 2022 classes now.
So you're a perfect person, because I had this written down, and Zach and I haven't gotten into it yet. And I wanted to ask about with Kevin Kopps, to put it all in perspective as he wins. He sweeps the 2 major awards in college baseball. One of the great seasons, of course, not just in baseball history, but in Arkansas history. Where does it kind of slide for you in the annals of time, I guess, with Razorback Athletics, with what he did this year?
There certainly may be some arguments with me here, but for a single person in a single sport in a single season, it is the best that I've seen. You can look at Corliss in basketball, Darren McFadden in football, but just to be that dominant in that sport, and not only did people here argue that he was the best player in college, but people all over the country were acknowledging. I think it's hard when you step back and look at the big picture to not think it is the greatest single season performance from somebody, and let's be honest, from somebody we didn't expect it from, in the history of the University of Arkansas. I realize that's a big statement, but if you just step back and look at the big picture and take some different things out of it, just phenomenal. And handled it with class and brought Arkansas a ton of great publicity. And so let's be honest, that's not been the case, over this last decade or so.
Let me play devil's advocate. Didn't end with a championship. Corliss did.
That's always the deal. But is Robert Horry as great a player as Michael Jordan?
No, but Corliss led that team to a national title. He was the player of the year. He was everything that Kevin Kopps was, and he sealed the deal.
Well, I will agree with you to a certain point, but what I'm saying is just an individual inside a team, I think it goes to Kopps. But certainly Corliss, he certainly put them on his shoulders, but I think there was a lot of help for Corliss in doing that. I don't think there was as much help for Kopps as Corliss got during that year, and that's why they ended up winning it all.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And a championship is a team accomplishment. The everything with the individual awards is on a different deal. So
yeah, and I've been thinking about it lately because I'm getting this question a lot. And at first I thought, but now the more I look at it, and you look at the ERA, you look at the domination he had in the team aspect of things. I mean, let's be honest. There wasn't many people that Van Horn had confidence in to go to the mound, and it was just a kerfuffle throughout the season without getting him there.
And maybe in this one season it's not the case, but generally, like over the last 10 years, I think SEC baseball is tougher than SEC football, which I know sounds like a shocking statement to some people, but it really is, I think.
I do think there's more people that can win the conference championship and more people that can win the national championship in baseball than there is football. We know a couple in football, really, each year.
So is this your maiden voyage to the Odd Soul?
This week.
This week. Okay. Number on the wall, fourth one from the left. Just say number 4 and just keep them coming. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and I got to tell you that I take great pride in when they first opened up, they had a lot of craft beer, and I mentioned the beer that I drink. You know the brand, and I take great credit in that fact that it is now there with all those craft beers.
There you go.
Do people say Norm when you come in?
Something like that, and they know I order number 26, which it's not up there on the list, but it's there.
Oh, it's an off-menu special,
a secret menu, like a Waffle House.
Yeah.
If I walk in,
other people can't order it, though.
I mean, you're big time when you've got it not just on the menu but off the menu. You go, hey, give me the Dudley, and they know what you're talking about.
Pretty much. I mean, it's not because of my writing, it's not because of my looks, it's because of my mouth. So.
Oh well. All right. As far as have you clicked your mind over to the fact that we're a couple weeks from training camp starting up, or is it too soon for that?
No, I usually do that this next week.
Yep.
When I understand you're going to be taking Hoover, Alabama by storm.
Oh, absolutely. That's right.
Yeah. That usually is my time that it's time to get back going. I've usually got into vacation. You get the SEC media stuff going here, and then you turn around. It's time for practice. Within a week or two after that, and we'll see how it works this year. It would be cool to get out to see some practices, and hopefully that'll work out this year. Maybe the Delta variant will allow us to get through a season and all that. But I'm looking forward to it because this is the first time in a while that I think there's legitimate hope. And I'm not saying it's going to end well. This season may not end well. It's a tough schedule again this year. But people are going into this with, I think, legitimate hope from what they did early last year, from the head coach that they have, and to be honest, from the fact that at least 8 of the 12 that they've offered in state have already committed, and it looks like they may get a 9th out of that and a 10th before all is said and done. Ironically, the only 2 that may not be up here will be the 2 from Fayetteville, but I understand that because my kids grew up in Fayetteville and they wanted to go to a different place and experience different things, and so I don't blame those 2 at all.
Are you going to Hoover?
No, I am not. I'll be here handling baseball and other stuff.
On a scale of 1 to Dr. Longfinger proctology exam, how much did you dislike going to media days?
Early on it was fun, and before it became more of a show, it's now a show and an entertainment thing for a few days instead of maybe an informative thing. Back when we didn't have the internet, I don't know if either of y'all were alive during that time, but
wow.
Back when we didn't have the internet, you found out a lot of stuff. I mean, you felt pretty informed. Now it's on TV, and it's it's fun just to watch the people follow Nick Saban in. I understand they're getting him in there and out early, so the lobby will be cleared up of all those Alabama fans. But I think it's fun, but it's nowhere near as informative as it used to be because the information is so much more disseminated now than it used to be.
Yeah, and since it's a TV show, Dudley, we're talking about Dudley Dawson here on Ruscin Zach. Everyone talks about now, at least on the internet, they talk about like how the coaches do when they're on that podium on television in the main room, and are they going to be like funny and loose, or are they tight and nervous? Which way does it usually go? And so I think that. I think Pittman's gotten better at that element of the job, so I think he'll do fine next week.
Yeah, and he won't try to put it on a show. He'll just be himself,
right.
Which, I think is he'll crack a few jokes, but they won't be forced ones. I mean, you have a lot of coaches down there, Kiffin, and some others who will, bring stories and try to entertain and all that, but I've always found it best if you just tell us what your football team is going to be like, and just answer Bob Holt's questions the way he wants to.
Well, Bob Holt will be there, I'm told, in person there at the
Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer there. He usually gets a lot of the first questions because of his seniority there.
They put that camera up front on the right. They always put it in front of Bob because they know he's going to get a lot of camera time there.
Yep, him and Kevin Trainor get more camera time than the Kardashians.
Yeah, but Kevin doesn't want he doesn't want the airtime. Bob, who's your favorite person to interview at media days?
Boy, Edison, and going back a long way, I would say just for entertainment value, and I would say Spurrier was really good. I mean, he rubbed some people the wrong way, but he always was, put some zingers in there to the other coaches, and was always entertaining, I think. So he would be one of them. I also think, as I look back, and this will sound crazy because he's not thought of as that charismatic a guy, but Bill Fulmer was pretty good in terms of just giving you what you needed to know about his football team.
Yeah. I remember Spurrier coined the phrase "talking season." By the way, he came up with that one year at SEC Media Days to describe this whole time of year until the season starts. So he coined the phrase.
My favorite one to watch Squirm was Kevin Sumlin, though.
Really? And I always felt bad for. Maybe not as much now, but at one point, either the Kentucky or Vanderbilt coach, like 3/4 of the room would leave. Like there's no one in there.
True.
Man. If there's no one in there, everyone would go out and have a soda in the lobby during that time.
We're trying to get Ruskin kicked out so he can come home. If he during the Dan Mullen press conference were to ask if he could kiss Mrs. Mullen, would that get him tossed?
That, or say something about that maybe if he. Seems he's still at Kentucky, so something about that shark or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That was what's his name? McElwain, wasn't it?
Yeah, McElwain with the shark.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. We'll come up with something.
I'm sure that you don't have to have a single thing, that you could just show up and be yourself, and it might work out for you.
Wow. Take that. I expect nothing but a frosty reception as I go down there to SEC Media Days starting on Tuesday here on the program.
Wow!
All right.
You had Dudley busted up.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Everybody loves
Are you with the odds sold now?
It's funny because it's true. It's one of those deals. That's
100% true.
All right, Dudley, thank you. Have a good time out there.
You bet. We'll try.
All right, Dudley Dawson headed to the odds sold.